Hello everyone, my name is Oksana. For those of you who don't know me, my husband and I, we have a big family. We are a family of 6 children, 7th on the way. We mostly prefer natural things that I prepare myself. I do a lot of cooking. We had a lot of friends and family asking us how I make my fermented leaf teas out of raspberries, mint, different kinds of herbs. Not all the herbs that you can ferment because they have a lot of oils in them, like rosemary, thyme. You cannot do that with those. But with raspberry leaf teas, it actually helps to bring out the extra aroma that you're looking for, and it'll have a taste as if though you were drinking raspberry jam tea. But leaves have a lot of beneficial properties. You can Google it and find it online. I'm not a professional. If you have any suggestions or tips for me, leave it in the comment below. I was tired of explaining it individually, so I decided to videotape the process and how I make it myself, and so hopefully it's going to be helpful to some of you. If you're interested, feel free to listen and see. If you have any questions, feel free to email me or comment in the box below. Anyways, the first thing what I do is I cut off all the younger leaves, and I prefer them off the top of the stems of raspberries, and I wash them and dry them. It takes about 8 to 10 hours. I just lay it out on the table, and once they're all dry, I remove all the leaves off of the stems. I don't usually use the stems because they're kind of rough. There's not much in it, but I just use the leaves, and I stuff it in the jar, like glass jar, any kind. You can reuse some of these. I'll probably need a bigger one for amount like this. Anyways, once you stuff the jar, don't be afraid to kind of press down on it. Once you stuff the jar, you cover it with lid so that it keeps all the juices in, and let it ferment on the kitchen counter away from the sunlight for about a day or two, 24 to 48 hours. So I usually do it for a day, day and a half. And once the time is up, you open the jar, you take it out, and you put it in a freezer Ziploc bag like this. And that's the next step that will help open up the rest of the cells and bring out the rest of the benefits and the juices out of the leaf. So what you do next is you put it in the freezer and let it sit there for a day or two, or until you're ready to work on it further. So at least for about a day, 24 hours. Once it's frozen, you take it out of the freezer. It's going to turn kind of dark. So, and it doesn't take very long. It takes about 45 minutes to thaw it out. So once it's thawed out like this, it starts to separate. You put it through the food processor. I have my KitchenAid here with an attachment I love. So you put it through the food processor. It helps break down the rest of the leaves, and it creates like these smaller granules. So it's going to look like tea. And you lay it out on the table or in the carton box and leave it in a cool, shady place to dry for about a week, 7 to 10 days usually. Once it's completely dry, you put it in another glass jar and store it. You can store it up to a year in a glass jar or a paper bag, whatever you guys prefer. So the difference between, and I made 3 different teas out of 3 different kinds of herbs. Well, out of mint, but 3 different ways. This is an example of what fresh mint tea looks like. This is just dried mint, just like you would dry any kind of herb. I got this from my mother-in-law last year. We use this a lot. It still has a lot of aroma. It is beneficial. We liked it, but once I learned how to make fermented leaf tea and the difference between these two, I definitely prefer this one. And I ferment all of my raspberry leaves, all of my black currant leaves, mint leaves. It is super delicious. It has totally different taste. I already had some last night out of here. You can store it on the kitchen counter for about a day, and then you shouldn't drink it. It just loses a lot of its benefits. Or you can put it in the fridge and it lasts you about 48 hours in the fridge if you prefer iced tea. You can add honey to it, which will increase benefits, some say. You can Google it for more benefits, see what it has. I was just trying to find some videos or anybody explaining on how they make it, and I barely found anything in English. It's more popular in Europe and among my European friends, since we prefer everything homemade and we make a lot of natural, we use a lot of natural remedies. So I decided to videotape this in English. Hopefully this was helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to comment. This is definitely worth trying, so you'll see what I'm talking about. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later.